What's happening, everybody? Welcome to 2022. Hopefully you had a good Christmas and a happy new year. And what else will we do in the new year but talk about the real estate market? It's all the rage these days in Florida. So let's look at what happened in 2021 and then kind of take a look at a few different statistics and market dynamics to figure out where we are going in 2022. So how do I know that the real estate market is all the rage in 2022? Well, on the front page, not the front page, but front page of the website, I guess, of the Jacksonville Business Journal site on January 4th, there was an article about the local real estate market, and it was citing a Zillow article that said that Jacksonville would be the second hottest market in the country in 2022, and that Zillow forecasts a 22%, I don't know why there's all these twos in this these statements that I'm making, but anyways, Zillow said that they were forecasting a 22% increase in prices or appreciation in our market in 2022. Is that not crazy? And I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. Predicting the future is tough business. But all of the dynamics, market dynamics that were in place where we saw 2020 appreciation and 2021 appreciation that both hovered around 15 to 20% depending on the particular neighborhood, those are still present in our marketplace. So let's take a look at that to try and figure out where we're headed in 2022. Okay, item number one, as far as market dynamics goes, is active listings. We are down roughly 24%, I think the number was. We were somewhere over 3,000 listings and we're down to just above 2,000 listings in our MLS for single family homes today. Here we are, the 4th of January is when I'm recording this. So that's item number one to consider, is that we have fewer number of options for people to buy just in general right now than we did even last year, and we know how last year played out. So you might say, Jeff, that's cool that active listings are down, but what if there are just fewer buyers that are coming into the market to purchase those listings? That wouldn't be a big deal if we had fewer number of available homes. Well, that's also not the case, because you can look at what's called the absorption rate. Some call it the month's supply or inventory level. It's essentially this relationship between the number of available listings and the number of buyers purchasing those listings or purchasing those homes in any particular market. And what was 1.6 months of inventory this time last year is now at 1 month of inventory. And essentially that means at the rate at which buyers purchased homes last month, if that continues based on what's available, they would purchase every single available home in the market in 1 month. All of it would be gone. Now, obviously there's constantly homes going off of the market, coming on the market, so it's in flux always, but that's the measuring tool that we use to try and figure out this relationship between selling activity and buying activity, and in which favor is it, or in which side does it favor. So that's that portion of the conversation. So the next issue becomes, now that we've looked at the relationship between sellers and buyers, and we know that our active listing situation is a little bit scarce in terms of we don't have a ton of active listings, we might say, Jeff, how do we know that there will still be demand through the rest of the year? Well, don't ask me or don't listen to me. The United States government recently did an article or wrote an article, it was on census.gov, that cited that Florida, Texas, and Arizona were the three states whose population grew the most. So that change of people were moving to Florida before COVID, and now they're really moving to Florida, that doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Okay, so the last thing that I wanted to mention as a relevant piece of information for where the market's headed in 2022 is the mortgage interest rate in our country. And right now, you'd probably, if you're buying a home, conventional loan, FHA loan, VA loan, you're all going to be right around the 3% marker, whether it's up to mid threes or maybe even high twos, depending on where exactly you land. That's a historically low mortgage interest rate. And will those rates go up? Yes, they have to. that's another video entirely. But even if they do go up 0.5%, even a whole percent, that's still really low from a historic perspective. Like, I've heard stories, I wasn't buying houses in the early 80s, but heard stories of mortgage interest rates in the 15% range, and I think it was 83, 84, somewhere in there, that we started topping out in the mid to high teens for mortgage interest rates, and people still needed a place to live. We're still borrowing money because, again, another video, but it made sense to do so in that environment. And so because interest rates are so low, there's still tremendous demand for real estate, and that's another reason to believe that prices aren't coming down anytime in the near future. So there are a number of different ways to think about this, whether you currently own a home, you're a first-time buyer, you're wanting to move up in house size or price, or move down in house size and price. And so if you have questions about how all of this applies to you, by all means, feel free to reach out. You can shoot me a text or give me a call, 904-405-1995. Or you can send me an email, jeff@era.com. I love talking about this stuff, and so I will look forward to catching up with you. Take care.